episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Ready, set, go. April 3rd, 2008. Children's animation company Cartoon Network announces a new initiative known as the Cartoonstitute. Led by cartoon veterans Rob Renzetti and Craig McCracken, the Cartoonstitute sought to showcase a variety of shorts from several animators expressing their unfiltered creativity. No focus groups, no network executives, just the creator's vision. However, despite being publicly announced in early 2008, word of the Cartoonstitute had already been spreading to aspiring animators, particularly at the renowned California Institute of the Arts, or CalArts for short. And there was a certain third-year student at CalArts who was especially interested in the Cartoonstitute, Darren Nefsey. Nefsey became interested in submitting a pilot to the Cartoonstitute after finding out about it from a friend in 2007. But she didn't really have much of an idea yet. However, around this time, Nefsey had been doodling this little girl character she created, and, I mean, that's cute and all, but, there's gotta be more to it than that, right? Brilliant! Nah, but seriously, Nefsey decided to build her concept around this character who she called Star. Having grown up loving shows like Sailor Moon, Nefsey decided to model the character of Star after herself when she was younger. So, naturally, Star was originally a 4th grader who was so obsessed with magical girl superheroes that she convinced herself that she was one, despite the fact that she had no powers. Nefsey continued developing this idea, creating other characters for Star's universe, most notably Star's quasi-rival, a boy named Soul, who was meant to be Star's opposite, the Dragon Ball Z fan to Star's Sailor Moon. But unfortunately, this concept did not end up making it into the Cartoonstitute, keeping it from sharing the spotlight with the early pilots for Uncle Grandpa and Regular Show. And over the next few years, Nefsey just continued developing the idea as she finished up her time at CalArts, creating a plethora of animated shorts in the meantime, all of which you can actually find online via Nefsey's YouTube channel. Her channel's apparently been around since 2006, meaning that it's pretty OG YouTube, so where was she in the YouTube Rewind exactly? Anyway, after graduating from CalArts around 2009, Nefsey was ready to head out into the world and get into the industry. And as early as 2010, Nefsey was working as a designer and graphic artist for the Warner Brothers series Mad on Cartoon Network, which, no one talks about. I freaking loved that show back in the day. 8 years ago. Dear God. Come 2012, Nefsey had moved on from Warner Brothers to act as a storyboard revisionist for Nickelodeon's Robot and Monster, and finally, by 2013, Nefsey began work as a storyboard revisionist for the series Wander Over Yonder on none other than Disney Channel. But just because Nefsey had been working on different shows for various networks doesn't mean that she had abandoned her passion project. She had continued to develop the concepts behind Star for years, turning it into more of a comic for the time being. But around 2011, while working on Mad, Nefsey was given the opportunity to pitch her Star idea to her future employers, Disney Channel. And as you could imagine, after years of creating and developing her characters, Nefsey was pretty prepared to pitch her show. But the Disney executives had a few notes and ideas of their own. You see, Nefsey's early pitches of Star actually got through and put the show into development. But that didn't mean that she was done pitching the series to Disney execs. And mere minutes before pitching the series to Senior Vice President of Disney Television Animation Eric Coleman, executives asked Nefsey if she could change Star from being a child obsessed with magical girl superheroes to being a teenager with actual magical powers. Naturally, this single suggestion would require Nefsey's entire concept to be completely retooled. But unfortunately, Nefsey had to pitch this new version of Star on the spot to Eric Coleman, and it kinda failed. However, as she was given time to really mull over the concept, tons of new ideas began to pop up, and the pieces started to fall into place. And after just a little more pitching, by March of 2013, Nefsey's series, now known as Star vs. the Forces of Evil, was finally greenlit and on its way to television. And in order to drive hype for the upcoming series, Disney decided to premiere the title sequence for Star vs. the Forces of Evil before a huge Gravity Falls panel at at 2014 San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, footage of this premiere was quickly uploaded online, and after only seeing this less than a minute-long snippet filmed on someone's phone, the Star vs. the Forces of Evil fandom was immediately born, with fan art already pouring in. And with the first episode preview airing on Disney Channel on January 18th, 2015, and gaining over 2.33 million views in ratings, it's safe to say that hype for Star vs. the Forces of Evil was really starting to build up. In fact, Disney saw so much promise in Star that they actually renewed it for a second season only 1 month later. And all of this excitement culminated with the official premiere of Star vs. the Forces of Evil exclusively on Disney XD. Yeah, partway through development, Star was switched over from the main Disney Channel to Disney XD, most likely because Disney may have been attempting to turn XD into their main channel for cartoons at the time. It really wasn't that big of a deal, and I'm getting way ahead of myself. Anyway, yes, Star vs. the Forces of Evil's first season officially premiered on Disney XD on March 30th, 2015. This new series followed the adventures of a young princess named Star Butterfly who lives in another dimension known as Muni. She has magical powers bestowed upon her via her royal family's treasured heirloom, a magic wand. But after immediately setting the kingdom on fire with it, she is deemed too irresponsible and is sent to the Earth dimension to learn how to better control her magic. Once on Earth, she's enrolled in the local high school as a foreign exchange student and becomes friends with Soul, now renamed Marco Diaz, and... wait, is that me? I mean, the hat, the hair, oh my god, I have a twin. And he's on Star vs. the Forces of Evil? I just found out he exists and he's already doing better than me. Okay, I can't focus on that because... weird. Anyway, yeah, you can probably already see just how much the show changed during its development. Marco would teach Star the ways of Earth, and Star would take Marco on crazy interdimensional adventures, all the while the evil but completely non-threatening villain Ludo and his army of monsters would hunt them down to steal Star's magical wand for themselves. Mostly for Ludo. For most of Season 1, that was the basic outline for most of its 13 episodes, and audiences responded to it incredibly well. The show boasted likable characters, fast-paced humor and action, smooth animation, and a unique world that instantly drew people in. But much like other popular cartoons of the time, as the show went on, things started to get a lot more complex. Season 2 of Star premiered on July 11th, 2016, and things were already getting more serious. With twice as many episodes, changing status quo, new characters, abandoned characters, evolving romantic subplots, and more lore being unveiled about Star's home dimension of Muni. None of which I am going to discuss in depth because I want this video to be spoiler-free. And throughout all of this, Season 3 was already ordered and in the works. Star was making big moves and making them fast. By 2017, the show had gone from a lighthearted, fish-out-of-water action comedy series to a full-on fantasy show with deep lore, symbolism, and even a full-on TV movie that kicked off the third season. And that takes us all the way to today. Season 3 of Star ended in April of 2018, and fans are already clamoring for more. In fact, while it might not be the most